It was April 2nd, 1982. Osvaldo César Ardiles arrived at Tottenham Hotspur's training ground to find something strange. Reporters were everywhere, and not just sports journalists. The world had changed overnight. Argentina, his homeland, had invaded the Falkland Islands, a British territory. Suddenly, Ossie Ardiles wasn't just a footballer, he was an Argentine in England, while both countries were at war. Imagine playing football for a team in a country that's fighting your homeland. Not just any player, but a beloved star. That's what happened to Ossie Ardiles, and his story of bravery and loyalty is one you need to hear. The story begins in 1978. Ardiles had just helped Argentina win the World Cup on home soil when he made a move that shocked the football world. Along with his teammate Ricardo Villa, Ardiles signed for Tottenham Hotspur. Back then, English football rarely welcomed foreign players. Two World Cup winners joining a newly promoted club was called the most sensational deal in British football history. Ardiles was small but incredibly skilled. His quick, smart passing style made him perfect for Tottenham's attacking football. Fans fell in love with him. They called him a cult hero. He helped Spurs win the FA Cup in 1981. He even starred in a film called Escape to Victory, alongside football legends Pelé and Bobby Moore. There was even a hit song about him, Ossie's Dream by Chas and Dave. Everything was perfect. And then came the war. When Argentina invaded the Falklands in April 1982, Ardiles' world was torn apart. The very next day, Tottenham had a crucial FA Cup semi-final against Leicester City. Despite the enormous pressure, Ardiles played. He even set up the opening goal in Spurs' 2-0 win. But during the match, he heard something new. Boos and jeers from the crowd. The reaction to Ardiles was split. Some fans turned against him, but Tottenham supporters showed incredible loyalty. A famous banner appeared at the match saying, "Argentina can keep the Falklands, we'll keep Ossie." This powerful message showed that many fans could separate the player they loved from the politics of his country. The media pressure was brutal. Journalists from both England and Argentina watched his every move and analysed his every word. If he seemed to support Argentina's claim to the islands, English papers would attack him. If he didn't show enough support for Argentina, his home country called him a traitor. Ardiles described this painful time in moving words. "The country I was born in was at war with the country that had adopted me. It was like two of my brothers were fighting." For him, this wasn't just politics. It was deeply personal. Then came the most tragic moment. On May 1st, 1982, Ardiles' cousin, José Leonidas Ardiles, was killed in the conflict. José was a 27-year-old first lieutenant in the Argentine Air Force, flying a fighter jet when it was shot down over the South Atlantic. This family loss made the war brutally real for Ossie. It wasn't just nations fighting, it was his family being torn apart. The weight of the war and his personal loss made it impossible for Ardiles to focus on football. He felt it would be wrong to play in England while the two countries were at war. After that FA Cup semi-final, he left for Argentina to prepare for the 1982 World Cup in Spain. Before the World Cup, Ardiles made a heartbreaking statement. "The Falklands conflict destroyed my life. From then on, I decided I could never go back to England." The trauma had pushed him to make a life-changing decision. After the World Cup, Ardiles couldn't return to Tottenham. Instead, the club arranged a loan move to Paris Saint-Germain in France. He was meant to stay there for the whole 1982-83 season, but his time in Paris was miserable. "I was loaned to Paris Saint-Germain for a year, but had a very bad time," Ardiles later admitted. "My mind was not right. I was shocked by everything that had happened during the war." Other reports called his time in France a disaster. He made 14 appearances and scored just one goal, but never settled. The loan was supposed to last the full season, but after just 6 months, Ardiles was ready to face his fears. Despite saying he could never return to England, he came back to Tottenham in January 1983. Tottenham manager Keith Birkinshaw played a crucial role in bringing Ardiles back. "He promised me there wouldn't be any problems, and he was right," Ardiles recalled. This support from the club was vital. When he returned to White Hart Lane, Spurs fans welcomed him with open arms. Their warm reception showed that the bond between the player and supporters had survived the war. This homecoming must have been deeply moving for Ardiles after all he had endured. Yet while Tottenham fans embraced him, not everyone was so kind. When he played against Manchester United at Old Trafford in December 1983, sections of the home crowd booed him loudly. The hostility was clearly linked to to his Argentine nationality and the recent war. Even famous commentator John Motson noted the negative reception. Unfortunately, Ardiles' return was also marked by injury. He broke his leg in just his fourth match back, which stopped him from playing for several months. It seemed like another setback in an already difficult journey, but Ardiles showed remarkable strength. He fought back from injury and continued his career at Tottenham. His resilience paid off when he played a part in Tottenham's 1984 UEFA Cup victory, coming on as a substitute in the second leg of the final. This triumph marked a perfect ending to a challenging chapter in his life. The story of Ardiles during the Falklands War shows how sport and politics can collide in painful ways. His teammate Ricky Villa also faced troubles during this time, but their experiences were different. Villa stayed in England during the conflict, but chose not to play in the 1982 FA Cup final because of the war. He felt it would be wrong to celebrate an English trophy while his compatriots were fighting. Both players faced criticism, but they handled it differently. Villa was attacked in the Argentine press for staying in England, while Ardiles felt pressure from both sides and was even called a traitor by some in Argentina. Looking back, the arrival of Ardiles and Villa in 1978 changed English football forever. They proved that foreign players, especially those from South America, could succeed in England. Their success opened doors for the international stars that now fill the Premier League. Today, Ardiles remains a club legend at Tottenham. He's in their Hall of Fame and works as a club ambassador. The war tested his relationship with England and Spurs, but in the end, it made his bond with the club even stronger. The Falklands War left a lasting mark on Ardiles' career. It interrupted what should have been his peak years and caused him immense personal pain. Yet his ability to return and help Tottenham win more trophies shows his incredible character. Ardiles' story is ultimately about resilience. Despite declaring he could never return to England, he did come back. Despite facing hostility and suffering personal loss, he continued his career. Despite a broken leg, he fought back to win more trophies. In the end, Ossie Ardiles became more than just a brilliant footballer. His journey through one of the most difficult situations any player could face made him a symbol of courage and determination. When sport and politics collided in the most painful way, Ardiles showed that personal connections and love for the game can overcome even the bitterest conflicts. What do you think about how politics and sport sometimes mix? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this untold football story, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more amazing tales from the beautiful game.